I mean, I knew Jose well, very well, and as you know, he imparted the law of time to me insofar as I was able to receive it a long, long time ago at my home in Bali, where he lived with me before he died, and I then took forward as much of that metric inculcated into my own. I don't want to say thinking, but my own bearing, took forward that metric to the best of my ability, and I believe that that has borne some real fruits in terms of my assimilation and understanding of the law of time, and so on and so forth. Having said that, the the cascade of 16th August 1987 to 21st of December 2012, where I was with the Mayan Council in Chichen Itza in Mexico, and then 2020, 21st of December 2020, which is when the baton passed to the First Nation Aboriginals of the Guardians of Uluru in Australia, and I was participating that day in ceremony with them at their invitation. So I've been very blessed personally to have been inducted by Jose Arguelles, then being invited to join Mayan Council in Chichen Itza, and then being invited to join the Guardian Council at Uluru, albeit remotely because it was locked down and I had to do this on a screen, but it was still a very moving and beautiful event on 21st of December 2020. But the point being here that 21st of December 2020 was the death knell of the end of time. And as I've insisted in the last couple of years since then, we're living in the hollow echo of the shadow of time subsequent to the 21st of December 2020. So we're already in a quantum flux where we are no longer governed by the old archonic strictures of time, so to speak. In a sense, the rule book is being shredded by the galactic awakening, and that means that the highest frequency leads the outcome, and the highest group frequency really becomes the emergent pattern of meta consciousness for Earth, for humanity. And that's what certainly from in our circle here, that's what the New Earth metric and the Lazarus community being a kind of focus point within the New Earth community is that pioneering quanta, a quanta being an unknown unit of beingness, of thingness, of stuff. So the most enigmatic tip of the spear in my life is the collective probing that we're doing through the Lazarus Symposium, the Lazarus Initiative. Again, threading and bringing all of these disciplines in to a focus point where we do not pretend that we know the outcome. But as a community, as a collective, we are aware of the fact that, like Socrates said, the only thing we know is we know absolutely fuck all. And that's fine with a good human, with a true human who is, steeped in meekness. We know that we don't know, and we know that we're quite okay about not knowing. We know that we have the capacity to be quantum and move in all directions at the same time. That's what we are endeavoring to do. So it is my contention that whereas there are many powerful movements in the world, and there are very many noble endeavors and movements taking place in the world, and community efforts, I genuinely believe that the one that we are variously pioneering here represents the atom seed of noble human inquiry. And because we're coming at so many people, thousands and thousands in the Lazarus community around the world, and all of them people committed to this frontier, to pioneering the frontier of consciousness and of our understanding of our relationship with God, and our relationship with each other, and our relationship with self. So I think we've manifested an incredibly powerful quanta again, that is going to help continue to be the tip of the spear of the unfolding of meta revelation. Now, put it this way: when first contact comes at the collective level, at the bigger meta level, whether it's the Andromedans, Arcturians, Pleiadians or Syrians or all of the above, if it's just one of the super species or if it's all of them in some kind of confederated galactic collective that come to Earth and in one almighty event of final interventionism invoke the remembrance in the collective heart of humanity, which is likely to happen in my view. I do believe that those in this community, those of us in this community, will be amongst the new leadership in the world. When I say leadership, please understand, I'm not talking about empirical leadership, pyramidic leadership. I'm talking about leadership as in on the frontier of courage, capacity to embrace the unknown with absolute innocence. Innocence. Because that's the beauty of the human being. That's the beauty of the human being. Just ask the Archon, Draco reptilian elements why they go for the sacrifice of babes and the blood of infants. Because it is that quanta of absolute superluminal innocence that defines the human being at our quintessence. And I know for myself that in my fuzzy middle age, I have managed to retain my innocence. I know that much about me. And I know that that innocence is my saving grace. And I believe it to be the same, likely the same of most, if not everyone here.